Hey everybody. Finished week 1 of the Artist's Way book. So yeah, um, I'm pretty exhausted after this week. I've been working like crazy, and when I'm not working, I'm in the studio. So very exhausted. But if I'm gonna be honest, the pages and stuff, definitely doing the pages. Um, and then the tasks that were given for like the week that I did, all of that like kept me more on track than I've like ever been with um not really music, but like keeping track of where my mind's at creatively, like idea wise. So when I'm working on something, I'm actually keeping track of my ideas because I have it all written down in my journal. In my journal that's getting like filled up a ton, which is super fun. And I just lost my page in the book. Hold up. There it is. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about like which tasks I did that I talked about in the last video, and then the artist date I went on, and um, yeah, and then there's also a check-in at the end of the each week, like I said last video as well, and so we'll go through that too. But yeah, we'll start with the tasks that I did. So a couple of the tasks are just like the normal stuff that you already have to do. So like the morning pages and the artist date. So I'll get to that after. Um, the first one I did was the 3 old enemies of your past. So it's kind of like 3 people that have kind of left you with like a bad memory when it comes to creativity and like when you were younger. So I wrote down 3 different people, and then along with that task, there's another one that says to write out like a horror story about one of those 3 people and like what happened that made you feel like you should put them down, like their name down. And the one I picked was this kid when how old was I? I was probably like 8. I was probably like 8 years old. And also, if my voice sounds a little weird, it's because I've been recording a lot, so I'm like losing my voice. But yeah, this kid that was in my parents put me into like this little music, I don't want to call it like a music camp, because it was just it wasn't a lot of people. It was just like it was like a group of us kids, and then a couple instructors. So I guess it was like a music class kind of, but we played music, like we were like a band, but we were like kids, so it wasn't really like that. And I was on the box drum, and it was my first day going to the practice with this band or whatever. And excuse me. And I first get in, and I haven't really been told much about it because I'm 8 years old. All I know is I'm going to practice music with like this group of kids that I knew some of them, and I do know the kid. I knew this kid already, the one I'm talking about, before I went here. And then we were like good friends, so it was chill. But I went in with like my mom. She dropped me off, left me with like 2 kids I knew. I think it was like a church thing too. I'm pretty sure it was like a church thing. Like a Sunday school thing. Anyways, let me get to the point. So I get in there and I get on the box drum, and they don't even show me how to play it. They're just like, I don't know if I was supposed to know how. Like my mom told them I knew how to play the box drum. Anyway, they play the first song. They're just like, play the drums for the song. And so I was 8 years old, so I just start beating the shit out of this box. Not crazy. I didn't know what a kick or clap was, so I was just like, tempo, you know? I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. Anyway, the one kid I knew, also, I'm making this sound like I was like I didn't know I was going to this practice, I was excited. Like I always liked music, so I was like excited to go, just really nervous. And this made it 10 times worse. So I'm playing the drum, and um, and in the middle of the song, the kid that's singing like it's karaoke stops and goes, have you even never done this before? And I was just like, oh my God. Sitting in this room, everyone's looking at me, and I'm 8 years old. Have I said that yet? And I was just so, I was like, I've never done this before. Sorry. Um, but yeah, that was probably the first time I was like super embarrassed when it came to music. So, yeah. Um, Definitely felt like shit after that practice. I did go back a few more times, and I think we like performed like a few times too. Um, for like the church probably. I don't remember. But I do know that we like were on a stage a few times. I want to say like at parks or something. Anyways, not important. Um so yeah, that was the first one I did. Um and then second one, because I did that one, of course I did the three. So instead of three enemies, this one is three people that opposite like encourage your creativity. So um the first one was my first music teacher I had. Um, Shout out Brian. He um, was a good friend of one of my parents, and um, just like probably like definitely top five, maybe even top three guy role models in my life, and just like good men in my life, you know? He taught me kind of how to sing, um, and I think it was when I was like probably I want to say like 11. I recorded on a mic for the first time in his like little music studio. So yeah, he's definitely up there um in the Champs Hall of Fame. But and then two other people um that are just um yeah, two other people that have just been there for me creatively and like supported me a lot. So um yeah, and then the other thing, oh yeah, so then it was saying to write down like one compliment that one of those three people have given you, um, and then hang it somewhere. I wrote one down, but I haven't hung it anywhere yet. I will do that. I will do that like right after this video probably. But um, anyway, yeah. So that was the champion one. Next one was the 5 different lives. So if you had to pick like 5 different lives that you would have if you weren't living this one, what would you be? Um, and so this was kind of fun to do because when I think about like what I am gonna end up doing, like I don't know, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever. Um, if you know me, you know that I'm going to school for at UNR to get my degree, and no idea if I'm gonna really use it. It's not like it's like STEM, so it's not like I'm not gonna find a job, but it's just whether I'm gonna be happy, and if I'm not happy, I'm not doing it. So this was like listing out my different lives made me think about just like, oh, I want to be an artist, but I also want to engineer, and I also want to do this, and I want to do this. So I'm kind of like juggling the lives right now, um, if that makes sense. But the other 5 I wrote down, and then I wrote down an extra one because I just wanted to. But the first one was running a like huge rescue dog sanctuary. Because dogs are the goats, and there's so many just like on the streets, like this one, just fucking Doesn't do anything. No idea how easy his life is. But anyway. Um, Second one was chef, because cooking's super cool. I think I sometimes I just cook just to cook, and then I let other people eat it because I'm not even hungry. I just want to like try a recipe or something. So definitely chef. Um, 304, 3 and 4 are both sports, professional sports. One of them soccer player, and the other one's cross country and track. Um, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. I did both of those growing up. So um, those were 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. 5 was therapist, because honestly, I was probably like one decision away from doing psychology instead of engineering in college. The only reason I picked engineering was because um, it interested me just as much as psychology, but it paid more. So obviously went with that one. But if I were to do it over again, I feel like I would definitely try psychology. Try doing therapy. That sounds fun. No, that sounds kind of fun. Um, and yeah, just the way the brain works and everything is super cool. So therapist was the 5th one, and then the 6th one was actor, because I really, really want to do like a film or something one day. And that's the one that made me start thinking about like all the things I already do, all the lives I already do in this life. Like I want to do acting, and I want to do music, and I also still want to engineer, and I also want to like open a cafe in Italy, and I also want to do this, and I also want to do that. So I might just do all these things. I might just open a dog sanctuary, because why not? Probably. One day. Anyway, the next task. So those are the 3 ones that I got done separate. I did want to do more, because there's like 10 total. And the other 2 that I did were just morning pages in the art estate. So I don't want to count those crazy. But she does say in the book, try to do at least half. So the next 2, morning pages and artist day, let's talk about it. So yeah, morning pages. I've been on it. But I did miss one day. That was only because I had a doctor's appointment at 7:30, and I forgot to set my alarm a half hour earlier than normal so I could do the morning pages. And I couldn't be late because it's like it wasn't just like a checkup. So but it was only one day. I did hit every other day, so that's good. And honestly, like I said earlier, I do think they're helping a lot just to clear my head in the morning. The one thing I will say is she says to write 3 pages every day, and that is so annoying because I just don't have 3 pages worth of thoughts in my head. When I first wake up, I want coffee and a shower, a warm shower. That's all I'm thinking about. So when I'm writing, I kind of like write a page, and then I kind of sit there for a minute, just let thoughts kind of come to my head. But yeah, I've noticed that it's gotten easier to write longer. Now I'm writing like a page and a half before I'm like, okay, what do I need to think about? But yeah, I think they're good. I like doing them. They're helping a lot. They're helping not just like keep the creative stuff kind of organized, or just like my thoughts organized, and keeping my head clear and just getting thoughts out, but it's good to just, I don't even go back and read them, but like I don't go back and read them every time, but writing down like things I want to do, like I guess I always have this list of stuff I want to do in my head in the next like 6 months, right? And so I always have those things in my head, and it's probably like 4 or 5 things, and for those 4, 5, 6 months, I'm just thinking about those things until I get them all done. It's usually like 4 to 6 months. This has made me realize that I really have like 20 things that I'm thinking about and that I want to get done. So it's like, I guess that is organizing the stuff, but it's just made me realize, like, holy shit, I have so much stuff I want to get done. And I'm more excited about it than overwhelmed, which is good. So, yeah, let's see. The last thing, or second last thing, the artist date. I went on a little hike with Ollie, and yeah, it was just me and him. I want to call it like half an artist date, because I did do some filming and like content stuff while I was up there, but it was very minimal, and I was mostly hiking with Ollie over there. It was super fun, and the view was insane. So yeah, that was really cool. It was crazy though, because I thought it was a super popular trail, because it's not that hard to get to. But I got lucky because it's right next to like this main trail in Tahoe. The parking lot was full of cars, and I thought that there was gonna be a ton of people on the trail. And Ollie is still a little pup, so he's just scared. He's scared of everything. This dog, if you talk while he's eating his food, he'll stop, because he's like afraid of he's gonna miss what you're saying. He'll just stop eating his food to look at you. Not even if you're talking to him. So I got lucky. There wasn't a lot of people on the trail. There was like 3 people. There was a couple dogs off their leash, but he actually did pretty good. He only barked like once or twice. And then once they came and said hi, it was chill. So yeah, it was fun. I brought Cheez-Its, the pen, and water for the dog and myself. Last thing that I did want to say was from this check-in, because it just asked about the morning pages and then the artist date, and then it asked just anything else you feel like you should know about the week. Remember reading the first week, and it was like, it's normal to feel like a pushback on wanting to do this stuff, or you just feel like more down than normal when you start doing like all the tasks and stuff in the morning pages, because it's just, you're like block creativity, trying to stay blocked. So I definitely have been feeling that a little bit. Just like waking up and not wanting to do the morning pages, or feeling like I have to film content when I'm on the artist day, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just been a hike with me and the dog and been chill. But yeah, I always feel like if I'm not working, I'm being lazy, type of thinking, and it definitely that feeling got bigger throughout the week. So hopefully this next week, we can kind of, it's not as bad as it was this week, but we will see. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Oh my God, say hello to the hummingbird. Wait, no. Oh, there he goes.